Hey there folks, welcome to another Railroads Online video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a fairly substantial update for Railroads Online. Not only have they kind of changed the look of the game, so to speak, the logo mainly. The UI is slightly different in here. This is the new logo, as you can tell. And there is a whole article on everything that has been changed, which I will of course link below along with the game. And the game is on sale right now as part of this new spring freshness, which you can also see as well looking all around, as it is now spring. It is no longer winter, no more snow on the ground. The flowers are blooming, it's warming up, longer days, all that good stuff. That is now in the game as well, and it's currently on sale as of March the 11th. This update came out yesterday on the 10th of 2023. And there was a lot to come with it. I'm only going to look at some of the stuff that came with it. 4 new locomotives, although one of the locomotives that came with it is the same as the wood-fired variant. It's just coal-fired because, yes, there are coal-fired locomotives now. We got some new freight stock, 4 new cars, some new buildings, 3 or 4 new buildings, a lot of bug fixes and all that good stuff. But we'll go ahead and just hop right in the menu here and take a look at the stuff. So this is one of the new deals here is the skeleton car, which is this thing here. You can, of course, change the number, name, paint, all that good stuff. There's several paints. Kind of just like the log car here. As you can see, it's model log flat, built 1894, Russell Wheel and Foundry, 3-foot, narrow gauge, as is everything in Railroads Online. Weighs 6,600 pounds. And log type, and I got one of those sitting right over here. Go take a look at it here. So these are these guys here, and they look pretty good. They look nice. All the different colors, you can actually paint them as well, which is nice. Just to have a little options like that, just to switch things up a bit. Next, we have got the, let's see, skeleton car and the EBT. So EBT is East Broad Top Hopper. That's what we got here, and this is a dumper, as it's well spelled out right here, drop bottom hopper or dumper. Builder Carter Brothers, 3-foot gauge, of course, as well, narrow gauge, as is everything in this game. Railroads Online, 13,200 pounds, and iron ore coal. So this is what you'll be hauling to basically keep your coal towers up, filled with coal, to be able to fire your engines, because you will run out fairly quickly. I've kind of already done that. But there's quite a few paints as well, and you can put anything on here you want. This will actually fit quite a few letters. They get smaller as they go. And then, of course, you've got all the numbers you want to put on there, even though those are letters. And these guys are right over here on the Tweetsie loco. These are right here. These look very nice. Some of the more modern rail cars, I'd say, probably in Railroads Online. See the latch and lock system there on the side for the dumpers. Bogies look pretty good. It's, you know, it's pretty standard stuff by now for Railroads Online and how things tend to look. But you can get down in here and take a look as well. And you should, I don't have anything in here, so I can't toggle the unload at the moment, sadly. I don't think. Let's see if I can actually click on anything. No, I can't. And hitting enter doesn't do anything because there's nothing in there, which kind of makes sense, I guess. And I'm just noticing as well, these aren't exactly even either, the couples there. Alright, next up, which is new, we have got the coffin tank car. These are pretty damn neat. So Nevada, California, Oregon, model 59, build 1903. So they're fairly new as well. Of course, again, 3-foot gauge, 31,350 pounds, and hull crude Earl. You can, of course, put a bunch of numbers on there, as many letters as you like, and it's pretty nice now that they kind of shrink down to size if you want to put a long name. And then, of course, there are colors as well that you can choose. You got your red, your black, your bare wood, or yellow, if you will, which, again, this model looks very nice. We got one of these sitting right over here. We'll hop back through in the shed here. There we go. They're big cars. They seem very chungus. They look nice as well. Very, very nice models. I like the springs on there. Definitely look like they're in an unloaded state. You got your weights on there and all that good stuff. Your tears. You got some pipage right here as well, which is a nice little touch. I don't think they actually do anything. And with this one, it's enter, toggle to unload. It used to be like click and drag up and down, but they changed that. But the piping under here looks pretty good as well. It's kind of hard to see. You can't get too close or it does that weird thing. Kind of irritating. So yeah, that is number 3 as far as the stock car. Well, the rolling stock. We are going to look at the stock car though, which is next. That's this sucker right here. So cattle, sheep, goats, whatever you want to put in there, really. Virginian Truckee, stock car, build date 1890, a little bit older. Again, narrow gauge, 17,600 pounds. Freight type crate tools, of course, because we don't have hooved animals in Railroads Online. But again, put your numbers on there, your letters, plenty of letters to put on the panel over there on the left. And then, of course, your different paint schemes. So you got kind of like a faded red, just like a dark wood, a bright red, and then I think that's green, and then this this kind of faded yellow and a super duper bright yellow and black, I believe. And I've got a couple sat over here, so let's go take a look at those. Deep-de-dap-de-doop. Here they are. These look very nice as well. You know, it's just extra stock to the game. There's a lot that you can do within Railroads Online now with, you know, with all the varied stock. You know, you can use certain cars. A lot of them do the same thing, but you can use certain cars to do certain things if you'd like. Get up on top here. You got your handbrake. Works as usual. You got to get up top to use it. Or you kind of sit down here below and do it like that if you need to. But again, the model looks, you know, pretty nice. It looks pretty bog standard for Railroads Online nowadays. Let's see if we can get this open here. You see the little latch and pin doing its thing there. That's pretty neat. Slide her on open. And there you go. There's the interior. This is a big car. I mean, for narrow gauge stuff, this is a big car. And it's behind the biggest engine, basically the biggest engine available in the game right now. And here's one of the faded ones as well. So for the locomotives, we'll go ahead and look at those in the menu as well. As far as the money, which I didn't go over, like the skeleton cars, $200. Let's see, the EBT dumper $750. Them are pretty pricey. This tank car is a bit cheaper at $950. The stock car is $950 as well. Still got the cabooses and a snowplow, which is kind of pointless now in springtime. And this is the 10 mile. So, I mean, most of the information's on it. Sometimes it seems wrong, so I'm not even going to try and go into the, you know, boiler pressure and all that, because they kind of differ between, you know, what you see online and what you see in the game here. But this is the Mason Bogey 10 mile 266. It was a very unique locomotive, which had some articulated bits on the back, mainly for steep curves, and, you know, suited for narrow gauge and little tight working areas. Denver South Park and Pacific had 23 of them, although several of those were 286Ts. By 23, I just mean they had Mason Bogey types, not particularly 266. But the 10 mile is number 6, and it was built in 1879. So let's see. It actually says Steam, Mason Machine Works, Mason Bogey, 1878, even though this one says 1878. I thought it was a 79. 266T, narrow gauge, 43,758 pounds, coal-fired, 140 PSI, tractive effort, 8470. So that's fairly high for all locomotives in the game. And the price is not too much, which is nice. Again, you can put your numbers on there, even though those are letters. Yes, I know the difference. Your name on the tender there. You can get different smokestacks. I got a really cool one on here. which is like the anti-spark or spark arrestor doodad that shoots it right back down onto the ground. You've got a lot of headlight options here with some antlers on top as well. Give it that old western look, which is kind of cool. And then, of course, several paint jobs, some of which are highly questionable and look a little funny, you know, but hey, you want a blue one, you do you, you know, it's all up to you. But there's blue, a natural, and then this green, which with the gold leafing, which I think that one looks pretty good, the green and the bare metal. And then you got this, which is like a burgundy, and then another burgundy with different bits and bobs. But this one here is the 10 mile. We'll take a look at this son of a biscuit. It's right over here. So these new locomotives that we're going to be taking a look at today are the coal-fired locomotives. So you will need coal to fire them. One of the new things that comes along with this this is a pretty damn big update, probably one of the biggest updates for Railroads Online, is a new coaling tower, which I've got everything lined up here that's new. These three in the middle. Well, these three on this side. There is no middle. There's four. This is your coaling tower. It is empty. You're going to need to fill this sucker up. So there's your chute. See if I can keep it down. You should be able to see on the top there, 0 out of 120. That son of a bitch is empty. It's not like wood, you know, where you kind of lay down the wood stack and you got wood for a little while. You're going to have to feed this thing. And to do so, as part of the model, you've got the dumper right here, which, of course, work with, you know, the new lovely EBT dumpers. So that's what that is all about. And they look very nice. And as you can tell, this thing is slam damn empty. But it's a very cool looking model. It looks a lot like the coal mine, so to speak. There's got, you know, it's got some shading on the bottom there with the coal and all that. I think, can you climb up on this sucker? You can. Holy crap. Dude climbs fast like Spider-Man. Nice view up here as well. So hell, I mean, even if you don't need this thing, you need to take a look around, be like the yard foreman or something like that. This is a quick and easy high top view here, which is very nice. You can look all around. But that's your coal chute there for your new coal-fired trains. We'll jump back on the ground, and we've got two new water towers as well here. This one here has got the little dongle deal that you pull out. You can actually move this one quite a bit of different ways, and these do come with water in them naturally because there's no way to fill them otherwise. So you move that back and forth and all that good stuff, and of course, load it up, load your tender up with water. You can hop up on these as well. Oh, no, you can't. Son of a biscuit. I thought you could. All right, never mind. I just lied. Bold-faced lie. Can you run up this one? Okay, you can run up that one. You can actually see water in there as well. This is the other one here, which has got like kind of the standard spout here. See if we can grab it. There you go, left click and drag. You can see the weights going up. This one is okay as well. It's a little bit more of a pain in the ass to move around compared to the one over here. But again, these are all new and free. Of course, facilities are free, and you can change the color of them, which is very nice. There's old beige brown. This the other water tower here is, you know, same deal. Got your coaling tower here, and you basically want to place. So it's going to come like this when you click on it, and you basically want to place the side with the chute, obviously, next to your line here. So we'll just do as an example. Bam, and there it is. And then you'll pull it down, pull your train up right underneath, and then you're going to have to load it back here. So these rails are already set up for that, which is pretty cool. It's a nice looking model, though, for sure, as well as these water towers. Another thing you're going to get is this sucker right here. So we had the old doored engine shed here with several colors as well. Now we've got just the open kind of pole barn looking engine shed with red, brown, beige, and old, which I've got here, which is kind of cool. I mean, you don't necessarily need them for engines. You could kind of have some, I don't know, some layover stuff going in here. Maybe some you want to do like some role playing, maybe some car maintenance. Just have a massive yard and have those everywhere. It'll just spice up your map overall. But that is all you're going to get as far as the new coal and water and just building assets overall. But the 10 mile. So this sucker right here, this is the one of the new ones. This stack, of course, the spark arrestor is very cool. Dumps it right back down onto the ground here on the tracks where it should snuff out. It's a pretty good looking model. This thing is very unique. It's got the Mason badge there on the side. Patented, of course. It was a fairly unique locomotive. There were several models of the Mason. There was like I think a 244, a 286 or 284. There was a bunch of different ones, but they were all, it was all a Mason patent or type, if you will, and that's what these were. They had like a little connector bit down there, which they had a lot of problem with. A lot of teething, had to go back to the drawing board several times, which actually helped propel the wheels. You can kind of see what's going on under there. But it's a good looking locomotive. You got a lot of, you know, color and options as well. Customization as far as the light and all that good stuff. Same deal with the light. It's just candle lit. Got your drawbar there. It's a pretty nice looking locomotive, though. Fairly intricate as far as the, you know, overall design, all things considered with Railroads Online. But it looks good. It looks good. We'll hop in this sucker. This is the Manema. Cannot come up with names fast enough, so I just named them very dumb things. So for cold fire in these Bettys, you're going to want to open the door, of course, and you can see it's dead. So we're going to turn around and look at the coal, and you're going to want to hit the left mouse button. Now sometimes it's hard to see your shovel, but you can see it there at the bottom of the screen, hopefully, and that's your left mouse button. And then you're probably going to want to crouch. It's the easiest I've found, and then right click, and you'll scoop it on in there and get it nice and toasty. Get it ready for a fresh pizza. Drop it down again. Now let's grab us some more. Yeah, I don't know how this pile works either. If it visually goes down over time, I could just sit here and chuck a bunch out the window. But we'll grab some more. It's kind of a pain in the ass, I'm not going to lie. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. It's kind of like how Derail Valley was with the first steamer, when you had to like do everything yourself and do this. And I remember doing this in VR in Derail Valley, and it was a pain in the arse. This is a bit easier, but it's just kind of hard to tell when you got the shovel sometimes. We'll give her one more scoop. We'll go ahead and close that up. Get open the doors. It's got a double kind of barn door thing going on with a window and the door on the bottom. Can open these up as well, which have the little rails up there, which is kind of cool. There we go. I don't think you can... Yeah, okay, so these are on the slider here, this window. You need to get to that coal there, because it's, you know, it's an all-in-one deal. That the loco and the tender were built the same. And this is your brake here, so there's no separated tender, obviously, so this will be the quickest handbrake. But we'll let that sucker fire up for a minute and hop back in it. We'll go ahead and fire these other ones up, shall we? This, of course, is the... We'll get over to it real quick. I'm not prepared. Yeah. Nope. Yepers, the Ruby Basin. This son of a gun is very United Kingdom-y looking, and that's because, well, it kind of is. This is considered Tier 5 in the game. It's Steam, obviously, like everything. Baldwin Loco Works 1022E5 is the model, built 1890, 280T. So it's got the tender on there. Narrow gauge, 72,846 pounds. This son of a biscuit weighs quite a bit. It's coal-fired, 150 PSI, and got 13,512 pounds of tractive effort. I've messed around with this thing a little bit, and this little Betty will pull. Absolutely. It's $4,600, so it's one of the more pricey ones for sure. Numbers, same deal. You can put numbers on there, up on the sand dome. Got your name all along the side there, which is very cool. The tender's got something on the back. You can't see that right now, obviously. You can change the smokestack. You've got several options, 5. And then your headlight. This is one of the ones that's got the cool antlers. I like that look, that old West look. So you can put some antlers on there. And then, of course, it's got paint. So it's got this red, which honestly, I don't think that red looks too bad at all. And then you've got some, like, Thomas the Tank Engine style looking green right here. I don't know if that was accurate or not. I'm going to say it's not. It looks very British, though. And then you've got, like, some standard looking, kind of this olive drab, which I think this looks very nice. And then you've got kind of this dark one here, the black one. So we'll take a look at that while our other one's firing up. Again, it looks very nice. This is the Heritable. This sucker's big. It's chungus. This might be one of the more powerful workhorses in Railroads Online now. The little bit I've messed around with it. It, of course, has the antlers and the flame up in there. And what's unique about this is this locomotive ran on multi-gauge track. So that's why you'll see these kind of numerous coupler bits here. For all intents and purposes, you're going to go for the middle one. There's your drawbars. You can see there. I don't even think you can mess with the side ones. Yeah, you can't. So just go for the middle one there. They were like that in case they had to, pull a narrow gauge car and a standard gauge car. They just had to line up correctly, so there would be multiple ways to couple like that. But this is it's got the saddle tank look, obviously the locomotive overall, and this is a good looking engine as well. Look at the emblem on here. It's kind of hard to see. Baldwin locomotive, Burnham Perry, Williams & Co. Very nice. The undercarriage of this looks very nice as well. We'll of course check this out in motion, but let's get up here and throw some coal on it. This one's kind of a pain in the tuchus. So with this one, you're going to want to crouch. So left click, right click, left click, right click, left click. And another thing that's cool about coal is it should last a lot longer than having to wood fire everything and chuck wood in there nonstop. So of course is the other attached coal dilly. There is not much space in this thing, as you can see. Like, that is it. Both sides of the light, and it dumps down. I mean, it'd probably last a while, for how these things were used, but you're gonna have to top that thing up fairly often. The windows should move. I don't think these do. You've got a nice view out of this thing, though. This is one of the rare locomotives in the game where you don't feel like a freaking giant, or like Hodor, or I don't know, the big hairy dude from Harry Potter. The view out of the window looks pretty normal, so that's good. Try and open that window. There we go. And then we'll hop back in that when it's fired, and then we'll get in what is probably my favorite out of this whole update. And being south of the Mason-Dixon line, east of the Mississippi River, this is probably easily one of the most recognizable railroads down in these parts, the Tweetsie, or East Tennessee and Western North Carolina, which was a failed railroad several times. It did a lot during World War II, moving, passengers and freight and all that good stuff. But this is the ET and WNC, or Tweetsie, as it was called for short, 280. So, obviously narrow gauge. Tweetsie had standard gauge as well, which they moved to later. The original line was like 60-some miles. I think they had a couple of little branches and things like that. But the railroad overall started 1866, predominantly from mine hauling and what they called pig iron a little bit later on. Now, I think they had 4 of these. They had the Yanaka, which is these were all Baldwin built. So they had the Yanaka, they had the number 4, the number 5, and the number 6. The Yanaka was built 1882, and they eventually sold it, I think, to Fallsburg Lumber in like 1911, early 1900s, so they got rid of it. 4, 5, and 6, I think they kept and scrapped at some point. They were built 1902, 1903, and 1904, and I think 2 of those worked the Linville River area. But just a lot of cool history. I'm not going to Wikipedia you to death. If you want to know a little bit more about the Tweetsie, or East Tennessee and Western North Carolina, go and look it up. It's kind of like East Broad Top to a degree, just not in Pennsylvania or wherever that's at. But it's a cool little railroad, and they had some nice locomotives as well. And this one looks good. This one's got a massive boiler on it compared to some of the other stuff in the game. I don't have the prototypical dome on there, you know, considering what these things look like in pictures. But the model of this thing looks very damn good. I was waiting for this thing personally, being a fan of the Tweetsie. It's just a nice looking locomotive. We'll go ahead and open the options here, and take a look at the loco itself. There's the Ruby Dooby. Alright, so here's the Cook 260. We'll breeze over this one real quick. 260, but it's coal. Slightly different, but not really. Not even really going to look at it. There you go. Coal. There's the Class 70. So this was Mr. Chungus right here, right? And then we got that sucker. Look at that. Bam. Ba-bam. A biggin. Model 1024. Half E, built 1903. Again, some of this stuff doesn't match up with, you know, so whatever. I'll just read it out anyway. 280, 72,000 pounds, coal-fired, 160 psi, 16,545 pounds force tractive effort. You got your numbers. You can put whatever you want within reason so it doesn't pop off there. You got your name. You can put on the side of the cab. The tender's got something totally different up top as well, so you got a lot of options there. Smokestack, there's quite a few. There's 3. Headlight, you got quite a few as well. What's that, 6? And then paint. These are some good looking paints. These are probably some of my favorite paints so far in Railroads Online, even though I don't play it as much as I'd like. You know, this thing might change that a little bit. This is a nice locomotive. Got the black and red, and then black and red as well, but slightly different. Some of the other things are painted, whereas this one is not. Just little bits and bobs here and there, but that's a nice one. This son of a gun, depending on what you add to it, is 7,000 doll hairs in the game, so it's pricey. So we'll go ahead and make sure she got some coal in there. Same deal. This one is obviously a separate tender, so you can put a S-ton of coal in this thing. And we'll go ahead and crouch. There we go. Crouch is just easier for me. You can probably do it standing up. There we go. We'll close it up. Open the doors. Those have the closet door effect to them. The little accordion deal, which is pretty cool. That's nice. I think that's new to the game overall as well, as far as the locomotives that are in the game. Open the windows. Open these doors here, and these two have a nice view. So I don't know if they did something with like the character view or what, but like the Heritable over there, this has a nice view out of it, so you're not like ducking and having to jump out and look around and all that good stuff. Fireman side. Yeah, this one looks good. I like the black on this one. It's got just, you know, it just looks like that old stressed metal. You know, it's kind of grimy. It's obviously some low resiness going on there, but that's just, you know, that's just the way a lot of Railroads Online looks. There's a tender. And we get up on here as your water. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll throw that over there. There we go. So yeah, a lot of coal in this son of a gun. Alright, let's get back over here. And it is nice as well, adding a pop of color to the map. You know, I don't know if it'll ever happen. It'd be nice to see different maps, maybe like a desert, something. I don't know, but I get tired of looking at them weird kind of bare granite mountains over there. It's just me though. So this is nice, adds a pop of color to everything. We'll go ahead and hop back in Manema Mason. Make sure we're lined up down there. Alright, we got some juice. Ooh, already had the brakes off. That's not good. This one does not have the generator. Reverse is forward. There we go. I think it's a new sound on that. That doesn't sound like one that I've heard before. Sounds a little bit different. Go ahead and test the whistle. That sounds pretty good. That's definitely a better whistle in Railroads Online, all things considered, with some of the last locomotives. Yeah, it sounds pretty nice. The chuff sound is nice as well. This thing looks very cool in motion. Got the articulated back bit there, help it get around curves. Still has pilot wheels though. 266, that just sounds weird saying that, you know, not 260 or 280. We'll see how she gets around this tight curve I've got set right here. Yeah, that lower end chuff sounds pretty good. That sounds new. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's bending all right. You know, it's not like over the top. That curve's a bit too sharp anyway, but I'm a dingus. This is my railroad. Dingus Railways. Go ahead and slam the brakes back down there. We'll throw it in reverse. Do the same. See how she goes in reverse. We'll hit the bell. Alright, don't want to get too crazy. This thing likes to hop. These things did some strange things IRL when they were in their infancy and teething phases, so they had to kind of fix a lot of things. They had the tendency to want to hop, dance, whatever they called it. I feel like the bell sounds a little bit different as well. Got your sander, cylinder cocks, turn the bell off. Go ahead and throw that brake down. Yeah, alright. That's the Manema. The Mason. Very cool. Alright, that bell just keeps going and going and going. That's one of the slightly irritating things about Railroads Online. When you got to use the bell, it just keeps going and going like the Energizer Bunny. Alright, the Heritable. This is a very cool looking locomotive as well. I like the antlers up there. They look a little funky, but they're cool. I like it. And we got some of these coffin tanks on the back of here, so we'll run that up there. Make sure we got all our switches lined out and everything. We'll hop up in here. Got her forwards. We'll go ahead and take the brakes off. This one don't have a generator either. I believe the Tweetsie one over there does. That's that weird noise. So this top hat stack, you can probably see, kind of does some funny things as to where the smoke should be emitting compared to where it is emitting. I think it's just because it's the long, you know, Abe Lincoln style top hat. So it looks like it's just kind of escaping out of the side. Who knows? Maybe you got some cracks or whatnot from a recent derailment. Yeah, now that I think about it, that chuff sounds the same as the Mason over there. I think that chuff was added when they added the dynamic smoke and chuff, possibly. Maybe that's what that's all about. It does sound better than before. Maybe that's what threw me off. The rods doing their thing down there look very nice as well. This sucker's powerful. You know, it's obviously one of those locomotives that can go to or fro, front or back if it needs to. It's got light on either end, pilot on either end. Let's go ahead and hop out and make sure that switch up there is lined up for us. Yes, sirree, it is. I don't know about that second one now, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that. And we'll run this son of a gun down the line a bit here. See how she handles. Sir? Sir. Sir? There we go. Thank you. There we go. We're lined up. That's the Hangman turntable, which came several updates ago. Man, this thing looks pretty cool, I gotta say. I like the Tweetsie over there, but this locomotive here looks pretty darn cool. Let's get in this sucker again. Get on down the line. Let's check that whistle out. That almost sounds like an air horn, like a hybrid whistle air horn. It's got a unique sound, I'll give it that. I don't know if it's my favorite sound, but it's certainly got a unique sound. The bell? The cocks? Wide open. Woo! She can hang. She's hanging. Very rigid frame, though, as you can tell. Thing is hopping all over the joint. Love that dynamic smoke and exhaust now, though. That looks awesome. Oh, what? Did we just... Oh, dear Lord. We lost the tank. We lost the tank, dear Lord. All right, brake. We'll throw it down. Ooh, look at them locked up. Just sliding. So that's pretty cool. That looks okay, physics-wise. And we'll hop out of that. And last but not least, the Tweetser. We'll go ahead and open a map. We'll go down to the depot there. Our nice little spawn points. That has helped immensely with the game for me too. My Lord, having to like walk around, and they actually slowed down the damn speed, the walking speed, several patches ago, so you can't like walk as fast as you could. Yunaka. All right, let's throw this sucker forward as well. We got the Jenny and the compressor all bottled up. Reversers all the way forward. Brakes off. Throw a little reg on it. This one, as you can tell, has the modern couplers because they use these well into the 50s, I think. Not this one in particular, but they had the more modern coupler there. That's on the front. So the deal with that is you can still hook up with the pin style, which is obviously every rail car that's in Railroads Online. It just adapts to it. It's an adapter, so it still works. Thing's got some cool looking rods as well doing work. Very nice animation. I don't really see anything weird going on. That looks pretty nice. We'll check that whistle. That sounds pretty good too. I mean, you know, the sounds sound okay with this stuff in Railroads Online, but they can still use a little more depth, you know, a little more, I don't know what the term is. They just sound flat and like it's like a bottled sound. I don't know how to describe it, but if they had like a bit more depth to them. This thing sounds pretty good. The chuff sounds a little bit different to me. Check the bell out, the cylinder cocks. Of course, that looks the same as well. It's got a sander too. Turn the bell off, and it'll keep ringing forever and ever and ever. That's a good-looking locomotive too. Rolling. Oh shit. Oh dear Lord. Pardon my French. I didn't check that switch back there. Oh dear God. All right, that just happened. That just happened. I totally forgot about that. I think we're all right though. To infinity and beyond. All right, this little Betty's pretty quick too, man. Good night. Oh shit. Oh come on. I lost my tender, guys. All right, it's the same spot. Same spot. Now these cars are going to slam into the back of the locomotive. This is a problem. This is a problem. We'll kind of ease off the brake a little bit. Oh, God. All right. Well, that just happened in true Railroads Online fashion. I'm going to have to go back. And I think something's up with my track to my, you know, earth to bridge situation. That looks very odd without the tender back there. And I guess that means that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Just a little update on Railroads Online. Some nice looking stuff. A lot more to the game. They keep, they keep on grinding it out and giving us some new stock. A new map at some point would be cool. Very much. Something like old deserty. I don't know. Something. Arizona, Southern California. I don't know. Utah. I don't know. That'd be cool though. I'm just rambling, spitballing. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. New stuff, Railroads Online. I will link everything down below where you need to check it out if you would like to do so. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.